Hi, I'm back here with another Kobe Bryant era NBA 2K25 5-year rebuild, this time with the Milwaukee Bucks. Just wanted to let everyone know I'm a little bit unhappy with my first video, but it was the first video that I've ever done of this type. So it took a little bit longer than I thought, and it's been a couple weeks since I posted that. There was a copyright strike against it. And I definitely needed to make some improvements to how I do the videos. So this time is with the Milwaukee Bucks, a historic franchise that have won 2 championships in 1971 and 2021. They have 9 Hall of Famers that have been on the team. I'm really looking forward to, seeing how I can do with the hypothetical if the Milwaukee Bucks in that 2003 draft could have gotten one of those top 4 or 5 players. So let's start off with a history of the team, and we'll go from there. The Milwaukee Bucks joined the NBA in 1968 as an expansion team. And like any good Midwesterners, they got right to work. While some teams wait decades to win, the Bucks put that Midwestern work ethic to good use and hustled their way to glory pretty quickly. Drafted in 1969 as Lou Alcindor, before changing his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he helped make the Bucks a powerhouse. He averaged something like a zillion points a game. Okay, maybe a little more like 28. But for Bucks fans, he might as well have been Basketball Moses. He later departed for the Lakers, but the memories were priceless. Milwaukee signed Oscar Robertson in 1970, adding a little extra fire to the team's lineup. Known for his triple-doubles before they were even cool, he proved that good things come to those who wait, even if you wait until you're traded to Milwaukee. In 1971, the Bucks won their first NBA championship, beating the Baltimore Bullets 4-0 in the finals. Kareem and his trusty sidekick, Oscar Robertson, were unstoppable, and the rest of the NBA was left wondering how Milwaukee, of all places, managed to build a basketball powerhouse in under 3 years. Fast forward to the early 1980s, and we've got Sidney Moncrief, the defensive genius and all-around basketball hero who played 10 seasons with the Bucks. The man could stop anyone and make it look easy, yet he somehow stayed under the national radar. Think of him as Milwaukee's best-kept secret. The Bucks' original home, the Mecca Arena, was small but mighty. Painted by pop artist Robert Indiana with a colorful floor design, the Mecca was practically the Mona Lisa of NBA courts. Visiting teams were probably distracted by the bright colors, and fans were treated to basketball in an art gallery. Bango, the team's now beloved mascot, made his first appearance in the 1977-78 season. A little scrappy, a little awkward, but absolutely committed. Bango has been dunking, dancing, and photobombing ever since. His survival of countless stunts and bad halftime ideas is truly inspiring. In the 1980s, the Bucks enjoyed years of success, going deep into the playoffs, but never quite making it back to the finals. They were close enough to smell the championship trophy, only to watch other teams snatch it away. In 1994, the Bucks drafted Glenn Big Dog Robinson as the first overall pick, signing him to a record-breaking contract at the time, a cool $68 million. He was talented, a little flashy, and as expected, kind of owned the court. Bucks fans started dreaming again, hoping the Big Dog could lead them out of the 90s dark ages. Heading into the 2001 playoffs, the Bucks formed their own Big Three with Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson, and Sam Cassell. Together, they actually made the Eastern Conference Finals before being denied by the 76ers. It wasn't quite a championship, but Bucks fans were thrilled to actually feel competitive again, almost like it was 1971 all over. And that's where I'm going to take over the team, going into the 2002-2003 season. They had just lost Glenn Robinson, but have a good team put together, and I'll go over that now. Hey, and welcome back to another 5-year rebuild in the Kobe Bryant era. Today we have the Milwaukee Bucks of 2002. Milwaukee Bucks were a good team. They had a future Hall of Famer in Ray Allen. Sam Cassell, at this point in his career, he's 32 years old. He was a budget, Westbrook type of player. Was more of a scorer than a playmaking point guard was back in those days. Didn't really fit the mold of your normal point guard. And I don't know. I've never been a a big fan of Sam Cassell. So he probably is not going to be sticking around for the 5-year rebuild. And then we have Michael Redd, who is in his second year of being in the league. Good all-around player, not great, but good. Tony Kukoc, another 34-year-old, star on the Bulls, if you call him that. I did not think he was as good as the Bulls thought he was when he was on the Bulls, and now he's a little bit older on the Bucks, and not exactly a huge fan, so probably won't keep him around. And then you have Irvin Johnson, starting center at 72. And like a lot of centers were in this age of the NBA, good post defender. He was just meant to, sit in the paint and block shots and rebound, which, he was above average at and all of that. But a 72 starting center, probably not the best. Tim Thomas. Tim Thomas was a pretty good all around power forward. 6'10". He's 25. He was a good piece on the team. Kevin Ollie backup point guard, Jason Caffey, Jamal Sampson, Ronald Murray, and then the generated players to fill out the roster. Ray Allen, future Hall of Famer, of course, is going to be here for the full 5 years. Michael Redd, not sure if he is going to want to stick around after his contract is up. I think he still has 3 more years. So we have him for at least 3 years. Otherwise, this team was a good but not great team. They had a lot of injuries this year, and it really affected how they did as a team, and they never really gelled, as a team. So today I'm going to try to fix that. And, of course, the first thing I'm going to do on all these Kobe Bryant era rebuilds is to see if I can coax the Pistons out of their Grizzly pick and try to get one of those top 5 picks. The Pistons, of course, did not do a great job with this pick, so I might as well take it off their hands. So, what do we have for options here? We pick up Cliff Robinson, was a decent power forward. A- perimeter defense, B+ post defense. Did okay on the block. I'd put him on par with Tony Kukoc at the time. 1 year older, so we would lose Kevin Ollie and a 06 first round pick. Hopefully we'll be great by then. So now this looks like a good deal. So I'm going to go ahead with that. Go ahead. Okay, so now what does the team look like? I know there is a free agent. Blakins, pick him for a couple of years. Short, 5'5", but good backup point guard in the league. And that's the roster I'm going to go with. So, see you guys at the end of the season. So, at the end of year 1, Kobe Bryant winning MVP in the Kobe Bryant era, go figure. In real life, the Bucks went 42-40. I didn't fare, any better, going 41-41 to start off in season 1. We got Yao Ming as the Rookie of the Year. Here, Bobby Jackson is 6th player. Ben Wallace as the Defensive Player of the Year. Ricky Davis is Most Improved. Phil Jackson and the Clippers winning Executive of the Year. First team, second team. We had no Bucks on any of the teams. And we are the 7th seed in the playoffs. And as far as stats of the season 1, we're looking at Ray Allen leading the team. A lot of people don't know that before Ray Allen was, the 3rd guy on the Boston Celtics and won a championship and an elite role player in Miami. He was the man on the Bucks. He could have been the number one on most teams in this time period. but chose to go to the Celtics and become 3. So it's nice to see him coming out on top, shooting 50%, 47% from 3, which is fantastic. Michael Redd didn't look great. Sam Cassell, okay season. Leading in rebounds. I mean, at least Irvin Johnson now is 75 for some reason. He was only 72 when we looked at him earlier, but still 7.7, 3.9 points. We got to upgrade the center position. Then assists, Sam Cassell at 6.2. So, first round of the playoffs against the New Jersey Nets, and we win. Okay, now we're up against the Atlanta Hawks. At the time, Jason Terry, amazing player. Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Theo Ratliff, an older Glenn Robinson. Let's see how we do. And we sweep them. I'm in utter shock at the moment. Did not see this team beating out 4-1 and 4-0. And now we're against the 8th seed, New York Knicks, who did not have a very good team, in 2002. But let's see what happens. Okay, the 8th seed blows us out. Let me look at how we're doing on rotation. Bring this down a little bit. We don't need a 66 with any playing time. And yeah, let's see if that helps things at all. Okay, so it looks like that did a little bit, and we won game 2. Now we go back to New York. I mean, who's not performing? Well, Michael Redd with 36 points. And like that, we're down 3-1 to the 8th seed, New York Knicks. Like I said, in the Kobe Bryant era, the New York Knicks were not good, but that makes us even worse. And the Lakers versus the Knicks, and it's a sweep. Kobe Bryant winning MVP. Retirements, you got John Stockton, Scottie Pippen. No Michael Jordan. Okay, so we'll still have him around for another year. So Scottie Pippen and John Stockton go to the Hall of Fame. And now we get to the draft lottery. So we have number 2. Well, a chance to get number 2. The problem is I don't think Dwayne Wade would be a good fit on this team. Of course, LeBron would, and Bosh, and Kaman. Carmelo, probably an upgrade on scoring to Michael Redd, and then I could trade him away. But the only player that wouldn't fit as much, unless I made him the point guard, would be Dwayne Wade. Okay, so we got the top 5 picks now. Number 5, we get the Nuggets. And we come in at number 4. Okay. So probability of Chris Bosh coming in. I could play him at the center. And the Grizzlies are going to get LeBron James. So in the 2003 draft, the Milwaukee Bucks have the 4th, 15th, 23rd, in the first round, second of the second round, and the 16th. It's a lot of picks. I'm wondering if I can upgrade and maybe get a second player, or do I punt a few of these down the road and just draft Chris Bosh? Probably going to go with the latter. So, NBA draft of 2003, the Memphis Grizzlies take LeBron James, Utah Jazz with Dwayne Wade, Carmelo goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Chris Bosh is going to the Milwaukee Bucks. So I punted a few of my draft picks, got a couple for next season, and here you go on who got drafted in what order. I did some cleanup on trading away some of the generated players and all of that. This is what the team looks like right now going into free agency. I don't know if I want to keep Cassell, and he's probably at his height. I'm going to look for a trade there. I can move Chris Bosh to the center, and then I'd just be looking for backups. I'm going to go ahead and do this trade for Sam Cassell and pick up a couple of first-round draft picks in next season's draft. And now I need a starting point guard. So, yikes. Maybe I shouldn't have done that so quickly without knowing who was available, because that's not good. I've got about $8 million available, but there are no good point guards. So maybe that was definitely my first mistake of the rebuild. Not seeing who was available before I traded him away. But there wasn't any great trade options that I saw, so I thought I would kick the ball down the road, but yikes. Okay. So I'm going to bring Kevin Ollie back, hopefully. First free agency didn't go as well as I had hoped. So we've got Ray Allen going up by 1, Michael Redd going up by 2, Tim Thomas going up by 2. Bosh, I switched to center, and he had no difference, and so on and so forth. Going into season 2, not very confident. Yes, we added Chris Bosh, but we definitely took a downgrade on our point guard, and that was my fault. So we've got Boykin is now starting at point guard, Ray Allen and Michael Redd returning at shooting guard and small forward, Tim Thomas and Chris Bosh. Then coming off the bench, we have James Posey, defensive specialist, Voskul, Ali, Buckner, and Tyrone Hill at a 70 is going to be coming off the bench. Yeah, I'm not happy with how off season 1 went, besides getting Chris Bosh. Okay, well, maybe I'll see you at the trade deadline. If I don't find anything, see you at the end of season 2. So at the end of season number 2, did a bit better than I expected, winning 51 games. So there was a steady improvement. Didn't see anything that I needed to trade away at the trade deadline. So ended the season again with 51 wins, which is better. At least it's a move in the right direction. So MVP again in the Kobe Bryant era is Kobe Bryant. LeBron James wins Rookie of the Year. Baron Davis on 6th player. Ben Wallace again defensive player. Gilbert Arenas is most improved player. Phil Jackson and Executive of the Year goes to the Rockets. So we got Kobe, Vince Carter, Kevin Garnett, Elton Brand, and Shaq on first team. Here's second team. Third team. Oh, Chris Bosh. All NBA second team as a rookie. Not bad. Happy with that. Defensive team. And then Chris Bosh again on all-rookie first team. I would hope so at all-NBA second team. So we are the second seed at 51 wins. If we look at the power rankings, of course, the Lakers are amazing, and they have only Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal and lots of poor players, and they still had the best season. Go figure. We finish it up at number 7. Now for statistics on the season. Ray Allen with points. Chris Bosh, 17.5. Not bad for a rookie. Michael Redd, who is injured at only 16.8, 47% field goal. Not a bad three-point shooting, but not really happy with his direction, especially for someone in their 80s. Tim Thomas did okay. Rebounds, Chris Bosh with 9.8. Assists, Boykins at 5.1. Surprised we won 51 games, but now let's shore up our rotation. And see how the playoffs go. First round against the New York Knicks. And we sweep them in 4. We're now up against the Washington Wizards, who no longer have Michael Jordan. They now have Ricky Davis. No, Michael Jordan isn't injured. Go up 1-0. 2-0. 2-1. They tie it up. And we win in 6. Now we're going up against the New Orleans Hornets with Bryce Drew, 71 at point guard. Jamal Mashburn, Carlos Boozer are a good combination. But I like our chances on this. Go up 1-0. 2-0. Again, they tie it up. They go up. And we're going to game 7. Ray Allen is injured. Oh, no. Well, he could still play. And at least Red is fully back. And like that, we are going to the NBA Finals against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Rod Strickland is starting point guard and Courtney Alexander. Definitely like our guys there. Zerbiak, Garnett. Zerbiak's probably a wash, but Kevin Garnett's the best player on the court. Mark Jackson, defensive only player against Chris Bosh. So might, basically wash out Chris Bosh in the finals. But let's see how it goes. Game 1. At home in Milwaukee. And we win. Ray Allen, an injured Ray Allen, 15 of 21 from the field for 32 points. Not bad. Chris Bosh with only 12 but 17 rebounds in his first finals game. So up 1-0, which is surprising. Up 2-0. Ray Allen again, 35 points on great shooting. Bosh, a few more points. Game 3. Oh, we lose in the last minutes of the game. Game 4. We pull out. We're up 3-1. And it's back in Milwaukee. And there you go. Milwaukee Bucks in the second season win the NBA championship on a team that I did not peg for an NBA championship team at all. Weaknesses at point guard and depth, and still we're able to pull it out. Ray Allen winning MVP with 61.9% three-point percentage. That is ridiculous. Okay, going into season number 3. Retiring, Karl Malone. Michael Jordan retires on the Spurs, along with David Robinson. Interesting. Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, and David Robinson are Hall of Fame inductees. And the Charlotte Bobcats have been added to the league. Okay, so now the draft lottery. We have both Philly and Utah, which are projected at 4 and 5, and we will get picks 1 and 2. That's shocked. That's shocked look on my face at getting picks 1 and 2 off of the picks that I got for Sam Cassell. Well, I would say that's a fair trade. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. But now I don't feel bad at all. Won a championship after trading him away and get the first 2 picks for him. Thank you, Sam Cassell. So, with the first and second, what could we do here? You know, Dwight Howard at center and move Bosch back to power forward. Luol Deng, but we already have Michael Redd. J.R. Smith's always a good thought, but he's way down here. I'm not going to use the second pick for him. Okay, protecting players. I guess Buckner makes the most sense on him. So they get Aaron McKee, Ty Lue, Eddie Robinson. They take Greg Buckner for us. Smush Parker, Ryan Humphrey, Kendrick Perkins, Michael Olowokandi, Clarence Witherspoon. And now you're getting down to the lower end of the guys available. And there you go. The Bobcats look like they're going to be an awful team. Okay, so they think we should get Dwight Howard and Devin Harris. Okay, so with the first pick, I'm definitely taking Dwight Howard. We'll move Bosch back to power forward and then have Tim Thomas coming off of the bench. Here is where I am questioning what I should do with this second pick. I mean, Sean Livingston, he's only projected as a starter. Devin Harris, projected at all NBA. I'm going to go with Devin Harris as our new starting point guard. And for some strange reason, the Charlotte Bobcats always seem to devalue their pick next year. Although, that's a good pick. Because J.R. Smith, turns into something. NBA 2K seems to love J.R. Smith. I kicked the can down the road on my other draft picks. Got the Trailblazers pick next season and the Bobcats pick next season. And drafted Dwight Howard and Devin Harris in the 2004 draft. Have no player options, no qualifying offers. Let's see. Michael Redd has 1 year left, and he's refusing to re-sign. So I need to look at moving Michael Redd next season. Let's lock up Tim Thomas for a bit. Okay, so I have decided I'm going to get rid of Michael Redd now, but this is taking a chance because Shane Battier is also on his last year of his contract, but I also get the Grizzlies' future draft pick that I could also use as a trade chip, although it's not as valuable because LeBron James is on the team. But it's a first-round draft pick. So I'm going to go ahead and add Shane Battier to the team. Thank you, Michael Redd. And as far as filling out the roster, I just need a backup shooting guard. And Antonio Daniels. So I filled out the roster, and this looks much better for player progression. Ray Allen going up to 90. At age 29, goes up 3 points. Battier to 84. Bosch goes up 3. And just our deep bench going down. So looks good going into season number 3. Here we are going into season number 3 with a rookie point guard in Devin Harris, who hopefully will go up a bit in his first season. Ray Allen returning at shooting guard. Shane Battier playing the 3. Chris Bosch moving back to his power forward position after doing really well as a rookie and coming in second NBA all-team NBA as a rookie. And then Dwight Howard, the rookie, coming in for center. Tim Thomas, James Posey, Antonio Daniels, Bashkul, and Kevin Ali as the backup point guard. I mean, I definitely like this team a lot more than I did last season. So we will see how it goes. See you at the end of the season. So at the end of season number 3, LeBron James with the Memphis Grizzlies winning the most valuable player. Dwight Howard on the Milwaukee Bucks is won Rookie of the Year. Not too bad. 17.6, 9.6 rebounds, 1.9 blocks. Not exceptional shooting splits, especially those free throws at 49.6. The 6th player of the year. Can't pronounce it, and not a real player. Ben Wallace, for the 3rd time, wins Defensive Player of the Year. Kendrick Perkins on the Bobcats wins the Most Improved Player. George Karl and myself winning the Coach and the Executive of the Year. One thing I want to show you guys about George Karl. This absolutely shocks me. I'll show you after this. So LeBron James coming out on the first team with Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, and Shaquille O'Neal. His second team, no Bucks. Third team, no Bucks. No Bucks on any of the teams. That stinks. But one thing I want to show you on George Karl, NBA, 2K, what are you doing? George Karl is a Hall of Fame coach, and he has No stars for offensive coaching. No stars for defensive coaching. He's got a great potential. He's like 112 at this point. And he got elected to the Hall of Fame. The thing is, with George Karl, if you look at his actual proficiencies, 80 balanced, grit and grind, perimeter centric, 90 defensive, yet he's got no stars. I just don't understand it. It's great because he can keep his salary low because he doesn't expect much because he's got 0 stars. But this is a Hall of Fame coach. He should be better than this. Okay, so we are the 1 seed. We are the 1 seed at 64-18. This upward trajectory of the team has gotten better each year. And I feel really good about the team this year. Let's look at the stats for season number 3. We got Ray Allen and Chris Bosh, both above 20 points. The rookie, Dwight Howard, at 17.6. Tim Thomas coming off the bench with 15.7. Shane Battier, he's a defensive specialist, so I totally understand these statistics. I would like to re-sign him at the end of the season. He would not sign a contract extension, but neither would Michael Redd that I traded him for, so at least I got a pick out of it. But I definitely would like to re-sign him. So Chris Bosh and Dwight Howard on rebounds. Devin Harris as a rookie, not bad on 7.5 assists. Dwight Howard on blocks. And Ray Allen doing his thing on 3-pointers. Okay, so 1 seed going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers with Jay Williams, Anthony Peeler, Carmelo. Okay, so Carmelo's Cavaliers. There's a ring to it. They actually look like a decent team. And like that, they eliminate us. 1 seed versus 8. And we get eliminated. Oh, I'm disappointed. After the season they had. And LeBron James and the Memphis Grizzlies go on to win the finals over the Wizards. Disappointing end to season 3. Okay, so Hakeem, the Dream Olajuwon, at 42 was still playing for the Celtics and retired. Horace Grant, Vlade Divac, Robert Horry, Tony Kukoc decided to retire. Hakeem was the only Hall of Famer. Okay, so now we get down to the draft lottery. And my trades last year, yikes, were definitely not as good as the year before. So it looks like, yep, we'll have the 14th pick, the 18th pick, and the 29th pick. And in this year's draft is the Chris Paul draft. I am shocked the Bobcats did that well. Who did the Bobcats even have? Oh, they got Ron Artest. But still, that's not a very good team. And end up picking up 14th pick from them. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, well, let's see who we can get at 14th. So, Chris Paul going to the Boston Celtics. Wow, that could be a good team. Danny Granger to the Knicks. Raymond Felton to the New Orleans Hornets. Lou Will to the Seattle Sonics. Darren Williams to the Atlanta Hawks. Charlie Villanueva. Gerald Green. And we get down to lesser players. Bogut backing up Dwight Howard is probably a safe bet here. I'm going to do that. So Andrew Bogut was the only pickup from the draft. Punted the others down the road. I'll pick up the option on Chris Bosh. No qualifying offers. And what does the roster look like? Well, let's see. Kevin Ollie, not a great backup anymore. Need to re-sign. And Voskuhl might be a good trading chip. But his Battier, no, don't have the money there. Shane Battier. So we'll pick Battier back up. So heading into season 4, Ray Allen at a 90. Bosh has gone up to an 87. Battier up to 85. Tim Thomas. Dwight Howard went up 3. And Devin Harris, wow, jumped up 5 points. So we've now got a lot of 80s on the team. So that's looking good as far as the roster. Hopefully they don't choke in the first round like we did in season number 3. Okay, so we're looking at Devin Harris, Ray Allen, Battier, Bosh, and Howard. Same starting lineup as last season with Tim Thomas as our 6th man, Jose Daniels, Voskuhl, and Dan Dickau. I think I want to play Bogut instead of Voskuhl. Otherwise, that looks like a decent lineup, and I'll see you at the end of the season. Well, season number 4 has come to a close and did better than last season. So, again, the upward trend of wins with 65 and 17 as the record. All around did really well. Lots of injuries during the course of the season. Still did that well. Kevin Garnett is MVP. Chris Paul is your Rookie of the Year. 6th Player of the Year. And Kurt Thomas, Andrei Korolenko is Defensive Player of the Year. Mobile as Most Improved Player. George Karl and myself as Executive of the Year. So happy there. First team. Kobe and Shaq on second team. It's surprising. No Bucks so far. And no Bucks all around. That's too bad. Okay, so we are the 1 seed. And stats for the year. Ray Allen and Chris Bosh. Dwight Howard has gone up to 18.3. Tim Thomas coming off the bench for most of the season at 15.3. Rebounds is Bosh and Howard. Assists, Devin Harris is definitely going in the right direction. And Ray Allen, 48%. Hitting his threes like crazy. Okay, so let's tighten up the rotation a bit, and we're ready for the playoffs. It's going up against the second year Charlotte Bobcats. Actually, it's their second year or third year? Second year. J.R. Smith. Still only a 78. That's surprising. Antoine Walker. Mecca Okafor. Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Actually, the Bobcats don't have a bad squad. Okay, we sweep the Charlotte Bobcats. Now going up against Toronto. Vince Carter as always, pretty amazing. But they've added Richard Hamilton. Not bad. Sean Livingston they must have drafted a couple of seasons ago. And then their front court doesn't look too great. And we sweep them. Now going up against Philadelphia 76ers with Derek Fisher, Allen Iverson, Keith Van Horn, P.J. Brown, Jose Perez, a generated player. Well, Ray Allen's a great defensive player, so hopefully he can keep Iverson in check. Severe left ankle sprain, out for the season, Ray Allen. That hurts, and Battier is banged up. He's going into the finals without Ray Allen against LeBron James and the Memphis Grizzlies. They have Deshaun Stevenson, defensive player. Jason Williams is a pretty good playmaker. Stromile Swift. Wouldn't put him on the same level as Chris Bosh, but he's a good player. And Pau Gasol against Dwight Howard. That LeBron versus Shane Battier is going to determine how we do in the finals. It's game one in Milwaukee. Looks like we're going to run away with it. Nice. Okay, game two. Wow. Not a 47-point game from Chris Bosh. Yeah. Unexpected without Ray Allen, and that the team would be doing this well. Game three in Memphis. And we're going to pull that out to take the 3-0 lead. Who needs Ray Allen? How is this possible? I mean, I guess Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, and like that, we pull out the sweep, win our second championship. Years that I'm expecting to, we don't win. Years I don't expect it, we win. Chris Bosh, 29.5 points, 43.8% from three-pointer, 95% free throw shooter. I mean, he had a amazing finals to make up for the lack of Ray Allen. And now we're going into the final season 5. Christian Laettner, a notable retiree. Otherwise, not a lot of retirees. Interesting. And didn't expect the New York Knicks to be that bad. Let's see how we do on the pick. And we have a rebrand on the Bucks this year. And it drops to 4th. Go figure. Still, a 4th pick isn't bad. I am going to sign George Karl back to be the head coach. He's won 2 championships despite having 0 stars in either offense or defense. And like that, he'll sign back with us. Okay, so we have the 4th pick. But this really isn't a highly anticipated draft. Some decent players, some good role players, some, good starters. Rajon Rondo, LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay had some good years. Paul Millsap, JJ Redick, obviously, went on to be an amazing role player, and now he's doing really well as the head coach of the Lakers after, I think, what are they, 6-4 now? Brandon Roy, one of those what ifs. What do we need? So Kevin Ollie is done. We could use a backup point guard. Good on shooting guard. We got James Posey and Shane Battier at small forward. Thomas and Bosh. And Dwight Howard and Andrew Bogut. So now we are going into the 2006 draft. First pick is Brandon Roy to the New Orleans Hornets. Good pick. Hope he stays healthy. Kyle Lowry going second to the Pacers. LaMarcus Aldridge to the Bulls. And that means we have a bunch of possibilities. But the fact that I need a backup point guard. We have 4 and 28. No, I am going to grab Rajon Rondo as the backup point guard. And PJ Tucker as the developmental player. He's not going to get any time this season. But that's a couple of nice picks. Rajon Rondo and PJ Tucker. We will pick up the options of Bosch, Howard, and Harris. No qualifying offers. I think I can... Yes, Ray Allen. We'll sign him for a few more years. Chris Bosch. Antonio Daniels. And don't really need to pick up much. So going into season 5, the progression looks awesome. Ray Allen at age 31 has gone up another 2, even though he got injured. Makes 0 sense. Bosch going up to an 89. Howard up to 86. Harris is looking good. Battier at 85 also. Bogut went up 4 as our backup center. All around, the team looks even better than last season, winning the championship without Ray Allen. So let's see how we do in season number 5, the final season of the 5-year rebuild of the Milwaukee Bucks. So here is your rotation going into the final season of this 5-year rebuild of the Milwaukee Bucks. We have a pretty amazing starting 5 with Devin Harris, Ray Allen continuing to get better going into his 31-year old season. Shane Battier, Chris Bosh, and Dwight Howard. Tim Thomas, an amazing 6. Posey, Bogut, Daniels, and the rookie Rajon Rondo filling out the starting 10. But even look at the guys sitting on the bench. You know, Jerome Williams, Alonzo Mourning came over to the Milwaukee Bucks. Penny Hardaway came over. Dan Dickau, who was the backup point guard last season, is still here. And PJ Tucker, the other player we drafted besides Rondo. I mean, this team looks absolutely insane. They have us behind the Spurs to start the year. Oh, because the Spurs picked up Andre Korolenko. They still have Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and McGetty coming off the bench. I mean, this team's nuts. Absolutely crazy who they've added in. But I don't know. I like our chances. And the Lakers still have Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. They've added Richard Jefferson, Gary Blunt, and Marcus Banks. They've got Gortat coming off the bench, Kareem Rush, Bruce Bowen. But he's gotten old. But the Lakers look awesome as well. So we'll see how it goes. See you guys at the end of season number 5. So season number 5 went even better than expected. Every year I've done better and better, and now have the MVP in Chris Bosh of season number 5 of this rebuild Kyle Lowry is the Rookie of the Year. Rudy Gay, rookie Rudy Gay, is the 6th Player of the Year. LeBron James wins Defensive Player, and Jameer Nelson as your Most Improved Player. George Karl and myself, again, win Coach and Executive of the Year. Let's see if we get any players on all NBA teams. Yes, Chris Bosh, as the MVP, of course, would be all NBA first team. Kobe and Shaquille, again, on second team. Nobody on defense. And there are your rookies. So not bad. And again, the number 1 seed. And 68-14, the best record of this rebuild. Every year have done a little bit better after that disappointing first year. Have made the playoffs all 5 years. And now we are going into playoffs of season number 5. This time with Ray Allen healthy. We've got no injuries. Let's see how it goes. Start off with Philadelphia. Philadelphia with Andre Miller and Allen Iverson in the backcourt. That's a great backcourt. But then the rest of the team, except for a randomly generated center, doesn't look that great. I like my chances here. And we sweep them. Next, we have Carmelo's Cleveland Cavaliers with Jay Williams, Raja Bell, Chris Humphries, and Big Z. They have a decent bench, though, including our old point guard Earl Boykins. They look to be a little bit better of a team. Go up 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and close them out in 5. And now it's the Boston Celtics, who have Chris Paul at point guard, Ron Artest at shooting guard, Paul Pierce at small forward, Keith Van Horn at power forward, and then a drop off with Ian Mahimi at center. But wow, is that a really good front four? Former Buck of Sam Cassell off their bench. This looks like a great team. Okay, win game 1, win game 2, win game 3, and sweep that amazing team. And now we go up against, for the first time in the Kobe Bryant era, the Kobe Bryant led LA Lakers. Marcus Banks, not a great point guard, generated player. We got Richard Jefferson, Gary Blount, another generated player, and of course Shaquille O'Neal. And then off their bench, not a great bench. So, but they still have Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal. So we take game 1, take game 2, take game 3, and we sweep the LA Lakers to win the championship in season number 5 with Chris Bosh as your MVP. I don't think I showed stats for the year. Chris Bosh led the team with 21.1 points. Ray Allen had 20 points, and Dwight Howard almost had 20 points. Tim Thomas coming off the bench, 17.1. This team was absolutely amazing. Just the luck I got on winning picks 1 and 2. Really made that huge difference. They're really set up for the future. And now I'm going to do a report card for the season. So a summary of the 5-year rebuild of the Milwaukee Bucks in the Kobe Bryant era is as follows. So as far as the team went, we started off going 41-41 in 02-03. Improved to 51, 64, 66, and 68 wins. So every year did a little bit better, which is, fantastic. And when you look at the future of the team, Rajon Rondo just had his rookie season. He is backing up Devin Harris. So future of the point guard looks pretty amazing. Ray Allen, 31 years old, but he's locked up on a good contract for the next multiple seasons. Shane Battier and Posey as small forwards. Maybe Tucker will get better over time. Tim Thomas has been an absolutely amazing sixth man on the team with Chris Bosh at only 23 years of age, locked up on a very team-friendly contract. And then, of course, Dwight Howard and Andrew Bogut that will be able to re-sign going forward. So, I mean, this looks like a dynasty in the making with the number of stars on this team. And, close out Ray Allen's career, staying in Milwaukee, winning lots of championships, which is absolutely fantastic. As far as the general manager, we had 3 championships and 3 Executives of the Year awards after being in the playoffs for all 5 years of the rebuild. So, really couldn't have gone that much better besides, the season number 3 on getting, the Cleveland Cavaliers beating us in the first round. Everything else went amazingly well. So as far as giving myself a report card, we had the 3 championships. I would say the team success was an 8.5, the executive success was 9, and the team future is a 9. So for a total of 26.5, which beats out how I did with the Philadelphia 76ers. So the next rebuild is going to be the Chicago Bulls. We'll see how they do when adding one of those, top 4 or 5 players from the 2003 draft. Hopefully that rebuild will go well. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll keep making more of the Kobe Bryant era until I've done every single team on what ifs, if they had added one of the amazing players from the 2003 draft. And please add any comments on things you would have done differently, any mistakes that you saw that I made that I probably didn't notice. Would love to hear back from you on any feedback. Thanks, and see you next time.